Thank you so much for joining me today. I'd love to start our conversation by hearing a little bit about the session that you just did and some of the key takeaways from the session.
So it's called. My session was called "Make the algorithm pay you back." So it's about making your creator content earn more and more and more. So we at LADBible identified that a lot of creators, their creator content spikes up in the first 24, 48, 72 hours and then sort of plateaus after that. So as LADBible, we've worked with these platforms, these algorithms, and had these relationships for about 14 years and have built some really amazing tools for people that they can make more from their back catalogue. And that's revenue, but it's also new followers and reaching new audiences. So for example, one of the things is clipping and third person perspective. If you repost your content in third person, it'll reach a new audience and there'll be status assigned to it. So if Gordon Ramsay posts, it's like, oh, here's Gordon Ramsay teaching you how to make, etc. You'll go, oh, Gordon Ramsay must be important. He's being named, and creators can do that to assign status and expertise and reach a whole new audience.
Yeah, really interesting. And I guess I'd love to hear about sort of how far back you can go when it comes to repurposing. Could you resurrect sort of a 2-year-old piece of content and still make it, perform? And does it have a shelf life?
We just had a creator who paid rent on a video from 2021.
Wow.
So yeah, I covered in the talk search optimization, because after a certain period, your content isn't the data of your content isn't speaking to people, it's speaking to the algorithm. So if you optimize it right, that content you made on Christmas Day 4 years ago, when Christmas Day comes around, it'll be back up in the algorithm and then you can earn on it again. So yeah, at this point, there's not too much of a shelf life on it. No, platforms change all the time. So come back to me in 3 months, 6 months, it might be different. But for now, yeah, this is something that creators can action tomorrow.
Interesting. And I mean, we have a lot of agencies here, but of course, LADBible has a completely different approach as a publisher. But I'd love to hear a little bit about how you're working with creator to sort of grow LADBible.
Absolutely. So my job is the creator lead. So when I started about 7 to 8 months ago, I realized that creator is such at the heart of what LADBible is. So most people's first relationship with LADBible is a page that they grew up with, right? And we were back through our DMs and saw all the biggest creators in the world. We were talking to them in 2018, 2017, 2016, and we were a part of their journey. So now we work with creators across, we've got in-house content creators that work for our brands who create content every day when they come into the office. We have a very large partnerships team that works with some major brands for long-term partnerships. We have IP, which we built out like Snack Wars, Honesty Box, Agree to Disagree, which features mainstream celebrities, but now is featuring more and more creators. We do have a creator program where we help scale. This is going to go on and on, but I would say we have about 10 verticals. And for example, one of the reasons we've been making creators more money we help manage their Facebooks, their Snapchats, and grow a whole new audience to them while making them money that's reliable. So yeah, I could go on and on and on. And this is why we want to come to events and speak, because just to reframe what people believe LADBible is and how creator has always been and is at the heart of what we do.
Of course, we're going through sort of a big creator explosion at the moment, but I was wondering how you sort of see it playing out further ahead in the future and what you sort of see that looking like.
Yeah, I think quite rightly the power is with creators right now. For a long time they've been at the whim of the algorithms and been the platforms. You can have an amazing month, then it goes back down and it's like, am I going to be able to pay rent because the brands aren't going to come for me because my engagement rate is off? And I think the key that's going to happen is, you've heard this on all the stages today, but it's long-term partnerships. But I feel like that can be sort of a buzzword. Like people can be like, yeah, I want to work with you longer. And it allows them to do certain things. But for example, one of the things we're doing at LADBible is we have an IP called Snack Wars. Snack Wars has been around for about 8 years and it's featured Snoop Dogg, Margot Robbie, everyone who's the biggest person in the world. And we just did a partnership with Domino's in which we took Snack Wars, we worked with Angry Ginger and the Above Boys, and usually instead of trying British and Japanese food and you do it in a studio, we sent them to Japan. And it was an extension of IP. So I think what's going to happen more and more in the creator economy is creators attaching them more to established IP and scaling it with brands. And at the moment, people are creating new IP, but I think that's going to be the biggest unlocks for people, because you can, as a brand, you can go, There's an established IP I know I can invest in with results already. It de-risks the working with a whole new IP and building that together, and you can invest in some of the work. So I think that's a lot of where I think we're going to have a big rise of new IP, and then we're going to have a shift into established IP and bringing creators in, because people are looking for a sound.